Dear brother, please pause for a minute and ask yourself, why does my body keep getting more and more tired, even though I eat properly and sleep on time? I know you've probably heard dozens of pieces of advice over the years. Eat your greens, exercise, get enough sleep. But you still feel like an old car. There's fuel in the tank, but the engine just doesn't roar like it used to. Each morning you drag yourself into the bathroom, look at yourself in the mirror and wonder, where have I gone? I've heard this question thousands of times from my patients. American men over 60, men who were once strong, proud, and the steadfast pillar of their families. Now they're bewildered to find themselves gasping for breath after just a few steps up the stairs, out of breath after a simple grocery trip. And what pains them most is lying in bed at night, watching their wives turn away to sleep, while a sense of helplessness wells up inside. But do you know what's scarier than weakening muscles or a cold bedroom? It's the feeling of losing yourself. When you were young, every morning you woke up ready to do anything. You were confident, decisive, feeling alive and ready to conquer life. But now just a slight backache or a sluggish morning is enough to make you postpone all your plans, even cancel your weekend with your grandkids. You tell yourself, maybe I really am old now. And you begin to accept that weakness, resigning as if it were an unchangeable fate. But I want you to know, this is not your fate. I am doctor, authority, and for over 20 years I've worked with thousands of men over 60 in America who believed their prime years were behind them. I have seen their eyes light up after just a few weeks, once they understood that old age is not a death sentence for a man's strength. It is simply a reminder that your body now needs the purest essentials, nutrients you should have been nourishing it with all along. Today I will share with you 3 simple yet incredibly powerful vitamins that can restore your energy, improve your testosterone, boost blood circulation, and most importantly, help you feel truly alive. I know what you're thinking. What's so special about vitamins? But hear me out. These are not the bottles of vitamins you buy hastily off a supermarket shelf and then forget in your cabinet. These are the keys to unlocking vitality, the fierce life force of a true man. Otherwise, why would thousands of my patients, from retired Marines to old professors, go from exhaustion and frailty to becoming confident, powerful men full of zest for life in just a few weeks of applying this? Of course, I am not promising you a miracle overnight. I am a doctor. I don't sell empty hope. But I can firmly say, if you truly listen, you will change. And today you will know exactly what 3 vitamins your body is craving and the correct way to use them to not only extend your lifespan, but to live every day fully with the strength, freedom, and pride of a true man. So sit down, focus, and listen to everything I'm about to share, because this could be the most important lesson you hear this entire decade. And if you are ready to regain your power, to reclaim that strong man you used to proudly see in the mirror, then this journey starts right now. You know, throughout over 20 years of practicing medicine, I have spent most of my time researching and working with men over 60 in America. Men just like you, who were once the strongest pillars of their families, who once walked confidently into meeting rooms or machine shops, who used to drive hundreds of miles without feeling tired. I am Dr. Authority, a specialist in men's nutrition and hormones, and the founder of the Thrive Beyond 60 program that has helped thousands of American patients regain their confidence, strength, and true masculine vitality. I didn't just study medical theories in books or laboratories. Every day I directly consult with men who have lost hope, men who believe that age has permanently robbed them of their ability to love, their endurance, and their warrior spirit. I have seen their sad, disappointed, and sometimes ashamed eyes when they talk about their cold bedroom lives or about mornings when they can't even get out of bed feeling refreshed. But after just a short time changing their diet, properly supplementing the right nutrients, and adjusting their lifestyle, I am also the one who witnesses their tears of happiness when they tell me, "Doctor, my wife is smiling again." Because you know more than anyone else, I understand that a man's strength does not just lie in his muscles or testosterone. It lies in how he feels about himself, how he faces the mirror each morning and says, "I am still me." That is why for the past 2 decades, I have never stopped researching hormones, vitamins, minerals, and everything that can help men live their fullest lives after 60. Not just to live long, but to live powerfully, confidently, and proudly, the way you deserve to live. And today I am here to share everything I know so that you too can confidently step out of bed each morning, knowing that today you are still a true man. Over the years, I have heard countless statements like these from my patients. Doctor, I guess I'm just old now. I have to accept it. Or, a man at 60 or 70 shouldn't expect much anymore. Being weak is normal. And I want to tell you that is one of the most harmful misconceptions every man is trapping himself in. Because the truth is, age is not a death sentence for a man's strength. Yes, your body changes, your hormones decline, your blood circulation worsens, and your flexibility is not what it used to be. But that does not mean you have to accept a life lacking vitality, confidence, and desire. I had a patient named David, 68 years old, who used to be a high school basketball coach. When he came to see me, he no longer had the strength to climb the bleachers to cheer for his grandson, let alone be intimate with his wife. He sat in front of me, his head down, and said, "I think my time is over, doctor." But I looked him straight in the eye and said, "David, you're just lacking the fuel your body needs. Your engine is still there. It's just crying out because it hasn't been properly taken care of." Just 3 weeks later, David called me, his voice trembling with happiness. "Doctor, I'm back." I share this story not to make you think this is some miracle. I never promise anything that has no medical basis. But I want you to understand that if you supplement with the right vitamins I am about to share, if you give your body what it is truly craving, then there is no reason why you cannot become strong, vibrant, and confident like you were at 40. Because what I am about to tell you is not about erection pills or temporary mental tricks. This is medical knowledge based on clinical research that has helped thousands of American men over 60 naturally improve their testosterone, restore blood circulation, increase stamina, and even improve sleep quality. The only thing you need to do is listen to everything I share today and take action. Because your body, your life, your wife's happiness, they are all waiting for their real man to return. And you absolutely can do it. I promise you that. The greatest thing about nutritional medicine is that sometimes even the smallest changes can make a huge difference. And today I am going to share with you the 3 most essential vitamins that every man over 60 should supplement with if he wants to live healthier, more vigorous, and more confident each day. These are vitamins that have been scientifically proven and have changed the lives of thousands of my American patients, men who once thought they could never be strong again. The first vitamin I want you to pay special attention to is vitamin D3, also known as the sunshine vitamin. More than 40% of American men over 60 are deficient in vitamin D without even knowing it. You might ask, what does a lack of vitamin D have to do with my testosterone and sex life? Let me explain. Vitamin D3 helps your body produce nitric oxide, an extremely important molecule that dilates blood vessels, enhancing blood flow to all organs, including the penis. Without enough vitamin D3, blood circulation is poor, leading to weak erections, lowered testosterone, and a higher risk of diabetes and heart disease. I have a patient, Bill, 72 years old, living in Minnesota. During winter, he hardly ever goes out in the sun. His test results showed his D3 level was only 15 nanograms per milliliter, far too low. I had him supplement with 4,000 IU of D3 every morning with a fat-rich meal plus 15 minutes of midday sun exposure. Just 1 month later, Bill called me, laughing out loud, "Doctor, I feel alive again." The second vitamin is vitamin B12, the lifeblood energy source for older men. Have you ever slept a full 8 hours but still wake up tired, sluggish, foggy-brained, and unmotivated? That could be a sign of B12 deficiency. B12 helps your body convert food into energy, maintain nervous system function, and produce red blood cells to ensure oxygen reaches every cell, including muscles and reproductive organs. Without B12, you'll feel weak, short of breath, dizzy, and your sexual drive will plummet. I always advise my patients to supplement B12 as methylcobalamin lozenges, 500 to 1,000 micrograms daily, because your body absorbs this form better than the cheaper cyanocobalamin. You can find B12 in beef liver, chicken, salmon, eggs, and milk. But in reality, after age 60, your body's ability to absorb B12 from food significantly decreases. So sublingual supplements or periodic B12 injections under medical guidance are the most effective solutions. I remember once Henry, a 65-year-old retired electrical engineer, came to see me utterly exhausted. After just 2 weeks of B12 supplementation, he returned with a radiant smile and said, "I never thought I could feel this strong just because of a vitamin." Finally, the third vitamin, vitamin E, which so many men overlook. Vitamin E is called the fertility vitamin because it is a powerful antioxidant, protecting cells from free radical damage and maintaining the flexibility and health of blood vessels. Research shows that vitamin E deficiency not only increases heart disease risk, but also lowers testosterone, causing sexual dysfunction and erectile issues. Vitamin E improves blood circulation, protects blood vessel walls, enhances sperm quality, and boosts natural testosterone. You can get vitamin E by eating almonds, sunflower seeds, hazelnuts, extra virgin olive oil, and dark leafy greens like spinach, kale, and Swiss chard. Make these foods part of your daily meals, for breakfast, in salads, or as snacks instead of cookies or sweet treats. I remember a patient named Mike, 70 years old, who used to avoid intimacy with his wife due to weak erections. After adding vitamin E, along with D3 and B12, within just 4 weeks he held his wife's hand and came to my clinic saying, "It feels like we're newlyweds again. What I want you to understand is that your body is not betraying you. It is simply crying out, demanding the essential nutrients it needs to perform at its best. And these three vitamins, D3, B12, and E, are the foundation for you to restore blood circulation, increase testosterone, wake up with more energy each morning, and feel like the confident, vibrant man you truly deserve to be." This is not empty theory. This is practical science that has transformed the lives of thousands of my American patients. And I believe it will transform your life too, starting today. One of the reasons why many of my patients do not achieve results, even though they take vitamins daily, is because they make very common but extremely dangerous mistakes. The first mistake I see in almost 80% of men over 60 is taking vitamin D3 without combining it with K2. Vitamin D3 helps the body absorb calcium, but without K2, that calcium will not be directed into the bones and will instead deposit in the blood vessels, leading to atherosclerosis, coronary artery calcification, and an increased risk of stroke and heart attack. I once treated a patient named George, 66 years old. He had been taking high-dose D3 for 3 months but wasn't using K2. As a result, his coronary artery calcium score increased significantly. Afterward, I had him supplement with 200 micrograms of K2MK7 daily, along with D3, combined with a diet rich in leafy green vegetables, and within just 6 months, his vascular condition improved dramatically. The second mistake is choosing the wrong type of vitamin B12. Many people buy cyanocobalamin B12 because it's cheap, but they don't know that this form is poorly absorbed, especially for people over 60 whose stomach and gut functions have declined. I always advise my patients to only use methylcobalamin B12, preferably as a sublingual lozenge, to be absorbed directly into the bloodstream without relying on the digestive system. I had a patient named Robert, 71 years old. He had been taking cyanocobalamin B12 for 2 years, but still felt tired and mentally foggy. Just 2 weeks after switching to sublingual methylcobalamin, he called me and said, "Dr. Authority, I feel like I just woke up after 10 years of being in a daze." The third mistake is taking vitamins without changing your lifestyle. Vitamins are not a miracle if you still stay up late, eat fried foods, drink alcohol daily, and don't exercise. I always tell my patients that vitamins are only fuel, while exercise, proper sleep, and stress management are what keep your engine running smoothly and durably. I remember a patient named John, 69 years old. He was taking D3, B12, and E fully but still felt tired with weak erections. When I asked about his sleep, he admitted that he only slept 5 hours a night. I told him to go to bed before 10 p.m., sleep at least 7 hours, cut down on alcohol, and walk for 30 minutes every morning. Just 3 weeks later, he returned with a radiant smile and said, "Doctor, I feel like I've been reborn." The final mistake, which is also the greatest mistake, is waiting without taking action. Many people listen to my advice, nod along, save the video, but then continue their old lives with a tired body, gloomy mind, and a cold bedroom life. I want you to understand, knowledge has no value if you don't act. Every day that passes without you starting is another day you lose the opportunity to live healthier, more confidently, and happier. Remember, you cannot turn back time, but you can decide that today is the day you begin the most vibrant chapter of your life. And I believe you are strong enough to do it. Dear brother, if you've listened this far, I truly believe that you are not someone who gives up easily. Only men who are truly strong, who desire change, and who want to live each day to the fullest would sit and listen to these entire words I'm sharing. I want you to be proud of that, because you are not just doing this for yourself, but also for your wife, your children, and grandchildren, those who always want to see you healthy, happy, and confident every single day. Remember, I am not promising you a miracle overnight. I am a doctor, and I never sell empty hope. But I can promise you this. If you start today, if you supplement with the right 3 vitamins, vitamin D3 to improve blood circulation and testosterone, vitamin B12 to boost energy and mental clarity, and vitamin E to protect your blood vessels, fight oxidation, and enhance male hormones, combined with a healthy lifestyle, you will feel a remarkable difference in just a few weeks. You will wake up in the morning feeling light, full of energy, your spirit uplifted and ready to take on anything. You will feel more confident getting out of bed, more confident walking out into the world, and especially more confident when you're beside the wife who has been with you through so many years. I have seen thousands of my American patients transform, and I believe you will too. I remember once Henry, a 65-year-old retired electrical engineer, came to see me utterly exhausted. After just 2 weeks of B12 supplementation, he returned with a radiant smile and said, "I never thought I could feel this strong just because of a vitamin." Finally, the third vitamin, vitamin E, which so many men overlook. Vitamin E is called the fertility vitamin because it is a powerful antioxidant, protecting cells from free radical damage and maintaining the flexibility and health of blood vessels. Research shows that vitamin E deficiency not only increases heart disease risk, but also lowers testosterone, causing sexual dysfunction and erectile issues. Vitamin E improves blood circulation, protects blood vessel walls, enhances sperm quality, and boosts natural testosterone. You can get vitamin E by eating almonds, sunflower seeds, hazelnuts, extra virgin olive oil, and dark leafy greens like spinach, kale, and Swiss chard. Make these foods part of your daily meals, for breakfast, in salads, or as snacks instead of cookies or sweet treats. I remember a patient named Mike, 70 years old, who used to avoid intimacy with his wife due to weak erections. After adding vitamin E, along with D3 and B12, within just 4 weeks, he held his wife's hand and came to my clinic saying, "It feels like we're newlyweds again."